Um, I don't know. I felt like recording this video and sharing. It will find you if you are in a phase where you need it, or if you're someone who cares about me, loves me, and want to understand what's going on, so we can build a better connection. You know, I had a session today with my energy healer Tista. And after these sessions, usually everything clears up. Like you start seeing things as they are. You're more connected to your higher self, and whatever is blocking you gets removed. So I'm just setting this context because that's where I had this realization, or some people call it aha moment. Now, these days, for me, there is no aha moment. There's always, all the time, aha moments. It's become like a normal thing for me. It's a new life. But yeah, the realization that I'm talking about is how I have always come from a place of love. And it's with immense gratitude that I say this, and not out of ego or wanting validation or seen. It's just the realization as I speak and my body feels it. When I was married at the age of 17, you know, the first thought that I had and kept me going was, I don't want this restricted life controlled by somebody else for my kids. I want them to be able to choose their own life, do what they want to do. That was the reason for me to study, because I wanted a better life for them. And then when I went to the US, I wanted a better home because my kids were growing. They needed a better place to live. They needed space. And then when I started working on my health, what got me started was I was at my brother's wedding, and I'd grown so fat and probably obviously unhealthy that if I sit down, I could not stand up easily. But that was not even the point of realization. The point of realization was when I was seeing my brother going through those emotions, missing my mother at his wedding. I could feel it. And in that moment, I'm like, my kids, my children will not have to go through this. I will be there with them for them as long as they need me. Of course, as kids, we always need want our parents to be there all the time. But as long as they need me, and that was the reason I got started. In 6 months, I lost 15 kgs, and that was a new era, you know. So, and then I started working on my personal growth. And the reason for that is, in my personal relationship, I mean, the marriage, there were so many places I was made feel guilty, and there were staff problems. And I was like, let me make myself into a person who does not get impacted by all these and still does her best, smiles, and keeps going and does her best basically. And I should not be the reason of suffering for anyone. And you see, when I got married, I kept going for my kids that they should not have the life that I had. They should have their own choices. When I went to the US, leaving my kids, it was because I wanted them to have a home of their own. Because when you stay outside, there are always people complaining and stuff. And I could give them good education when I started studying, doing the job. I started working on my health after seeing my brother missing my mother. I started working on myself so I could do my best and not get affected by circumstances and be the reason for anybody's hurt or suffering because of relationship issues. It's such a wonderful feeling, no? In fact, I was also in some relationships, friendships where I did certain things only because I wanted those people to be accepted as they are with all their flaws and awesomeness. And like, it shouldn't impact me. And I kept going on, I did spiritual practices. And I went to the extent that I used to hit myself that what is wrong with you? Why can't you accept what's being asked? I tried and tried and tried. And my soul was like, no, this is not in alignment with your soul contract that you've come here for. And that's where I started loving myself. Loving self was a very naive concept for me, and I don't know what it was, what they were trying to say. But somebody just said, like, if you love yourself, you're going to make your life better and everyone around better. That was the reason for me to get started. And during this process, I've spent lakhs of rupees on so many coaches, therapists, healings, travels, medicines. I never even thought of money not being available to me for that, or I thought that how can I spend so much money on personal growth or all these stuff? For normal people, it doesn't make sense, and I was stopped as well. But I kept going. At so many places, it didn't resonate with me. When I did so many types of energy healings and went to different people, it didn't resonate. But the good part, I never complained or accused them that they didn't give me what I came for. My learning was I go to 10 places and I figure out what is it that I want, and will that healing modality or that person offer what I'm looking for. And when it's not, then I move on. And sometimes you have to get into the mud to actually realize if you want that it's meant for you or not. You cannot sit from far without getting involved and decide if that's for you or not. At some places you can, but at some places No. So if somebody said me, you're going to have this person, or this person is going to be fine, but you have to allow them to be yourself. I did that. Somebody asked me to fall into the pit. I jumped without questioning because I was open to learning. You tell me what needs to be done, I will do it. Every time with these experiences, I learned, I gained the wisdom, and I eventually came back home to myself, my body, my soul. It has all the answers. I was looking for all of the answers from outside. Was it waste? No. It helped me go back to myself. It gave me the steps to connect me to myself, where eventually the answers are. Did I fail? Yes, so many times. Did I make mistakes? Of course. But imagine you're a leader of a trek or a travel, and we want to go somewhere, obviously. There's a destination. In between, something happens. Maybe there's a storm, or we lost the path for some reason. We forgot the path, and we're trying to figure it out on our own. One person takes the lead. So I was the person who took the lead because around me, whoever was there, they didn't knew. Plus, they didn't have the capability or the courage or skills that I had, or I was meant to. Whatever the reason be, I took it up, and I'm like, okay, let's go in this direction. Of course, you followed me, but I failed. No, that was not the right path. I failed. Okay, I'm like, okay, let's come back to the original spot, start again. Let's go to the another spot, another direction. And in that moment, while I was trying to figure this all out, there are people who were following me or standing there with me or looking at me. Some of them mocking, making joke, fun. Some of them, are you gone mad? Don't go that direction, stuff and all that. Some of them came with me. They came back to go to the next direction. But they accused me. You made wrong decisions. You did this, you did that. We could have done this way, that way. Fair enough. We all are humans. We're allowed to do that. Eventually, I hope they learn. And then there are those people who are like, okay, this direction did not make, no worries. Let's go to another direction. Oh, direction did not make it. No worries. Let's go another direction. So I had all kinds of people, experiences. So, yeah, just some ponderings from my side on this 28th March. Very intense time of the new moon and eclipse around. And I felt like sharing it. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. This means a lot to me, and it means you really care about me, and I love you. Thank you. God bless you. I would also love to hear from you in the comments. What did you observe? Did you learn something from what I said? Anything you would like to comment, doesn't have to make sense for this video itself. Sending you lots of love. See, the sun is shining and it's like blessing. Thank you. Thank you. You've always been with me. Thank you.